This episode of Her Design, Her Story is brought to you by Royal Oak Floors, the original pioneers of engineered oak flooring in Australia. For over 2 decades, their meticulously crafted floors have grounded Australian spaces with elegance, durability, and a sense of enduring nature. Royal Oak Floors believes every great space begins with a magnificent material. Discover their oak floor collection at royaloakfloors.com.au. Today I am joined by the brilliant Miffy Coady, a creative force whose career has helped shape the visual and cultural language of contemporary Australian design. Known for her refined eye, thoughtful storytelling, and deep respect for craft, Miffy has built an incredible career that balances commercial clarity with genuine creative integrity. Across her career, she has worked at the intersection of design, branding, and direction, collaborating with teams and makers to create work that feels both timeless and relevant. Her approach is grounded in curiosity, precision, and an intuitive understanding of how design can communicate emotion, identity, and purpose. In her role as publisher and managing director at S Living, Miffy plays a key part in shaping the brand's creative vision, guiding how ideas are translated into considered, cohesive outcomes across media output, imagery, and experience. Her leadership reflects a belief that good design isn't just about how things look, but how they're made, how they're used, and how they make people feel. Today we'll be discussing Miffy's career journey, her creative philosophy, and the insight she's gained working at the helm of one of Australia's most recognisable design-led publications. Miffy, welcome to Her Design, Her Story. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio today.
Thanks for inviting me.
I'm very excited to speak to you. We've crossed paths a little bit over the years, mainly through your amazing role at S Living, but you have had an incredible lead up and sort of career pathway before you ultimately have taken on this role at Est. So I wanted to go back to the beginning of your work journey and talk a little bit about those first sort of career pathways for you when you finished at school.
How long have you got?
Yeah. All day. So was there anything, when you finished school, what was that, did you go straight to university? What was that sort of first pathway for you?
I did. I studied media communications and psychology and completed a degree, sort of followed a very, university path straight out of school. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Then travelled for a year.
Amazing.
Fell in love with travel.
Yes.
And decided that I would quite like to be a flight attendant because I could travel all around the world at any time, and that would be fabulous.
Yeah.
Was convinced by partly my parents, but also a careers guidance person that perhaps you might not like to be a flight attendant and maybe you want to build your own business so you can travel when and where you would like to at any time. And I thought, oh, well, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
Sound advice, yeah.
And then, she placed me into a role which at the time was a business called property.com.au. And I started in this junior role at a time where the internet was really just starting out. And we built this business, which was a business that was basically the first to sell homes on the internet. So predated realestate.com.au and is, basically morphed into that business. But it was an exciting time because we were teaching real estate agents about marketing on the internet.
Yeah, which probably would have been quite a shift in their thinking, when people are quite
huge
sure of
shift,
their processes.
Huge shift. They were probably paying $20,000 for certain print ads, particularly for the upper end of the market. But it's funny how things come full circle, and I've now ended up back in property and in digital and running Est.
Oh, that's amazing. So how long were you working at real estate? Were you there for a little while?
I was there for about 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And then pivotal moment, my grandma on my mum's side passed away.
Yeah.
And it was, a time of reflection.
Yeah.
And you often think, what do I want to do? And there was a business called 9MSN.
Yeah.
And I thought, I would like to work for them. So I rang them, and fortuitously, they had a job going. And I got the job and ended up working at 9MSN for a number of years.
Oh, how amazing. Because they would have been at a point as well where they were shifting onto all that online media.
Yes,
as well.
It was basically ACP magazines and Channel 9 combined with Microsoft at the time. So a pretty powerful player in terms of the brands and the backing.
Yeah.
And it was a very exciting time for digital. I call it the country club days of digital.
Yeah.
Where we had a lot of fun, and we were working with all the teams at Channel 9 and all the teams at ACP. So it was a really good time.
And probably an exciting time. I think all the magazine print was still really strong, but there was also this incredible opportunity with
incredibly strong.
Online media.
All the titles were there. So everything from Dolly, Cleo, Cosmo, Australian Women's Weekly, all the household brand names in print. And we created these online websites for those.
Yeah.
And then, the extensions of all the major TV shows, such as 60 Minutes, the Australian cricket, which became a huge site in terms of what we created, the baggy green.
Yeah.
And it was really exciting.
Yeah. No, interesting time. Was that pre any GFC, was there sort of a moment where that shifted a little bit?
That was before the .com crash that I joined 9MSN.
Yeah.
And in fact, I was fortunate enough to be given options in the business, which was a huge eye-opener for me in terms of career. And that meant that when they floated 9MSN as E Corp, my options could convert to a shareholding.
Oh, amazing.
And as a result, I had a great success out of E Corp. And it was a huge learning for me in my 20s. So unfortunately, the .com crash did come not long after that, and the bubble did burst. And that was incredibly tough for digital, because digital became an acquisition media as opposed to brand. And one of the most important lessons I learned was how to present digital as a brand-based media to advertisers, not purely acquisition.
Yeah.
So that was a huge lesson. My MD at the time was Steve Vamos, and he's still a very close friend of mine.
Yeah.
He is a dynamo tech MD. He has led multiple businesses in Australia, so 9MSN, Apple, Microsoft, more recently Xero, and he has been a huge influence in my career.
How incredible. It's an amazing connection
to
have. What did that look like after that sort of shift, I guess, with the obviously the business floated, and then a bit of a shift in the economics of the online. Did you stay on at 9MSN for a little while after that?
I did. Yeah. I did. And I moved into some senior positions. I was at 9MSN for about 7 years.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
And then I was offered a role on the ACP side of the business.
Yeah.
I always thought I would have gone to the tech side, Microsoft, which a lot of people did, but I didn't. I moved to ACP, to a role that was Melbourne-based, and it was very involved in their digital businesses, which at the time was CarPoint, and became the commercial director there,
Amazing.
And then that merged with car sales.
Of course, which is now huge. Yeah.
Yes, which is huge too.
A good track record.
Yes. From the automotive side, I then moved to KidSpot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
As a commercial director, and grew that business right through to acquisition by News Corp.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. So a really dynamic mix of opportunities and career pathways.
Yeah.
So you are now in an amazing role at Est Living, which I have to say is one of my favourite and original online design. Really, I mean, it's a website and a magazine, but I see it as a really great source of inspiration. I often go back to it when I'm looking for new projects, or if I'm having a moment where I think I just need to see something a little bit different. It's an incredible platform, and I do remember I was working at Heka Guthrie at the time when I think the first online magazine from Est came out, and we were all so amazed and wowed that there was this digital magazine that was coming out of Australia. We thought, it's quite funny to think about that now, but I remember it was really progressive at the time. So you've been at Est for quite some time. Can you talk me a little bit around moving into Est, and particularly given it's obviously slightly different content to what you'd been working in?
So Est being design focused, purely in interiors really when I first joined, and we've made a shift to cover interiors, architecture and product. For me, when I was at News Corp, I would always find myself in the offices of the editors at Vogue Living, Inside Out and
my favourites,
Country Style. And I would talk to the editors for hours and look at all the submissions. And I had to say I really favoured all the homes titles that I worked on. I found them really interesting. So when the opportunity came up to join the Est business, it played to two of my passions, which was digital media and to the category of design. Having completed a couple of renovations, I was always curious. And we always wanted to, I guess, explore and understand more about homes, my husband and I, to make our own decisions that were informed and we could live into for years to come. And that passion, I think, really led me to follow this path into Est, which is a focus on Australian design, but also looking at global design.
Yeah, no, it's quite incredible actually. So your role now as managing director and I guess lead publisher at Est, I've as an avid reader of the website and the magazine, it's been incredible to watch it grow really over the years, and in a really considered way as well. I think it hasn't been suddenly the whole thing's, shifted, but you can see, like you're talking about the product element and these sort of new offerings all the time, which I think is really interesting. And one thing I love about that online component is it's very easy to go back and find things. I did used to strive, I've got all these piles of magazines with the post-it notes trying to come back to the projects that I really liked, but I do like that element with online where you don't lose things. There's sort of a sense of cohesion there, which I quite...
You can save them.
Yes. Yeah.
And that really was the intent. So it's so nice to hear your experience.
Oh, that's good.
Is our business intent, which is really being able to save, share, store, shop the content.
Yes.
And obviously with print, they can be very heavy. And I love print. Print's tangible. You can enjoy it. You can sit with it. But if you are using it for reference and you want to carry around multiple titles with your post-it notes, it is heavy. So it is nice that you can carry nearly 60 issues of Est magazine on your PC.
Well, I also find with design and architecture and product, it's often something that's not necessarily targeted just at a design market. There's a whole plethora of people that just love looking at interiors, or as you say, when you're doing your own home, everyone has a vested interest to a point of the space they're living in. So I think it's sort of has, in my opinion, worked well in that sense of offering something for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's interesting too, because S does really sit on the fence in terms of the consumer that uses sliving.com and all the extended channels and platforms. So what I mean by that is it's 45% is generally the trade. The other 55% are discerning consumers who have got a sophisticated eye and they eat design for breakfast if they could.
Yeah. And I was saying to you earlier, I really enjoy those emails where they just pop up and you think, oh, there's a nice new project to look at. It's good. Gets me looking.
The emails, we get a lot of feedback about the latest, as we called it, obviously a play on the word est.
Yeah.
And every Friday it gets sent at 6 a.m. And designers have often said to me, I know how my Friday is going to play out as soon as I open your newsletter on a Friday morning. I'm either going to sit with it for a couple of hours and lose track of time, or I'm going to, have a quick browse and then get into my day.
Yeah. That's the only problem with online. Sometimes you think, oh, that's nice. And you sort of click, click, click. And then the next minute it is 2 hours. But it's good. It's it's a great way to keep informed. Obviously, the business of Est has grown over the tenure in your time being there. Could you describe a little bit around the structure of your team at the moment?
Yeah. So when I joined, we were a team of 2 at the time. And we gradually added largely editorial and sales roles. And it's really only been in the last year that we have invested in marketing and product roles as well.
Yeah.
So the editorial and sales roles were very natural.
Yeah.
Because we need content.
Yeah.
And then once you have the eyeballs, you can obviously sell that audience to all the design clients that we work with. More recently, though, I think, and what I've learnt over my career is if you sit still, you're dead.
Yeah.
You have to keep evolving. You have to keep pushing boundaries, trying new platforms, trying new ways of changing and evolving your content in terms of the format and the function of it. And it was natural for us to extend the website content onto all the social platforms.
Yeah.
But if I look at how that's evolved from, one grid post on Instagram to now we're doing, curated little mini video series.
Yeah.
And it's all evolved so much that if I told you how many pieces of content we publish every week, you'd probably just go, how do you do it?
I know,
but it is, we've got Sophie who leads our editorial team and she's our editor. She's been with us for 8 years.
Oh, amazing, yeah.
And she's really grown with the business.
Yeah.
Her role has changed and developed with the business, as has the business with her.
Yeah.
We have Meg, who's also in a editorial role. So she leads all our partnership content, but is also a content strategist.
Yeah.
Then we have support roles in that team: editorial coordinator, editorial producer, head of creative. And Jack plays a really important role. He's been studying architecture for the last, you might be able to tell me this, it must be at least.
I think they've condensed it to 5 years. It used to be 6 years. Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say, but at least 6 years.
I loved it, but it was a long one. Yeah.
Yes. And he has got an incredible eye, very good style.
Yeah.
And his role is now head of creative. So he works a lot on the submissions and the pitches with designers. He's also travelled the world to shoot different content with some pretty amazing designers.
Straight out of architecture.
And leads the creative on our magazine, which
because I often find that content, I mean, I'm terrible on Instagram. I would spend hours just clicking through, and that's one thing I do love with the social media platform, I think, particularly from a design point of view, is you can see the latest collection from Dior, but some beautiful house and some new there's everything's but it's very quick and people sort of scroll through things quite quickly. So I often find that And even for myself, I'm terrible at managing content on Instagram, but that continual sort of strategy and how you get people's attention and the aesthetic of how it all comes together, it's actually a really fine art form, I think.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Less is more.
Yeah.
Are the principles that we often work to.
Yeah.
And it's taken us a while to get to that point.
Yeah.
It's easy to say yes. It's easy to say yes to everything.
Yeah.
It's hard to say no.
Yeah. And then I guess all coming back to that clarity of what your brand's about and what content. Yeah.
One person who I haven't mentioned who plays an important role in the business is Karen McCartney, who has been in media for years, design commentator. I approached her really to lean on her for her editorial expertise and to help me coach and mentor the young editorial roles coming through the business.
Yeah.
And she has been absolutely brilliant
That's
in
amazing.
terms of helping us to distill what we want to publish and curate harder as opposed to publishing more.
Yeah, because there's a lot of content as well, isn't there, in terms of global projects, local projects. And I guess it's having that relationship with people as well. I know you have a wonderful relationship with a lot of Australian designers, which is incredible. And I think that sort of speaks volumes through the quality and the original content as well coming through Est, which is exciting.
It's such a privilege to be able to have conversations with all the Australian creatives that we do. They have got incredible minds, and I know you've worked with so many of them as well throughout your career.
It's quite amazing. And that's what I'm sort of enjoying at the minute, is being able to look around and just seeing some of the people I've come through with as well who've just got these incredible careers, but some wonderful young talent coming through as well. It's exciting.
Yeah. And they're all very open. They're very open to sharing their learning, even with our podcast, which we don't publish as much as you
I have
do.
Listened to that.
Your frequency is amazing. Congratulations on what you've achieved.
No, it's a whole other time thing. Yep.
It is. But that podcast series that we've created this much, I know, where we're getting people who are really at a really pivotal point in their career.
Yeah.
To be able to talk to what they've learned and share that knowledge with our audience, which has been great.
And I think that's another thing that I love with that sort of design component as well, is, again, no matter whether people are working in the industry or just lovers of design, I think a lot of people see, through Instagram or online media or print, get to see that finished result. So it's always a wonderful conversation, people to have access to the people behind the designs, or people go into a restaurant and they do experience part of that designer if they've designed the space. I think people are interested to see who's behind these things. Yeah.
And we feature a lot of hospitality projects, retail spaces, and it is nice to be able to walk into, a Scanlon and Theodore and Flack Studio have done the interior, and you can sit down and immerse yourself in that whole experience.
Yeah, and understand. Yeah, I think some of the design in Australia it's just getting stronger and stronger. It's really quite incredible. So
it is incredible.
It's really exciting. In terms of looking forward, I guess, as you were saying before, there's that sense of always needing to keep things changing and moving. Is there any sort of key source of inspiration for that, or is that just a lot of experience and trying to reread the market and seeing what other people are doing? I imagine that's quite a big task.
So much comes from conversation and meeting people, talking about their businesses, talking about their direction, what interests them. And we learn so much from that. So even just in this last year, Sophie spent 6 months on an international secondment. So all the experiences and the meetings that she had have contributed to what you're going to see coming out in 2026. Whilst she was away, I led a lot of interviews in Australia. So met with Susanna Minotti.
Amazing.
Lucas Lighting through DDC. So many different global design leaders.
Yeah.
And a lot of them look to Australia for design, which is also really interesting.
That's exciting.
So being able to be a source of inspiration for others is what drives us.
Yeah.
So we have to keep evolving the product and what we do.
Yeah.
A lot of what we do is now shifting to in-person.
Yeah.
So events, I know you joined us before Christmas at an event.
It was gorgeous. I really enjoyed that.
Again,
I think it's nice though. People enjoy that sense of, I think, coming together and meeting people. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's been able to bring people together to network, but also to hear the brand stories. And, you know, the brand stories that came out of that evening, I think are amazing.
Oh, it was incredible. It really stuck with me, actually. And he was a tremendous, you know, him and his daughter, wonderful combination.
A lot of theatre.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah. So you'll see more of that.
Yeah.
We're also celebrating our 60th issue.
Oh, amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a big one.
And we are going to print it.
Oh, that's exciting.
Print with purpose. Yeah. So obviously celebrating the milestone, but we will be featuring all our esteemed 10 Australian designers in that issue. And again, we will create an event around that.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
That's an example of how we're evolving what started as a digital issue and really activating it, bringing it to life with the in-person event and making it tangible with print.
Yeah, which is great. No, and I think particularly after those years of COVID where, you know, a lot of people have said they were enjoying those sort of smaller considered events as well. I think that's what was so beautiful with that event before Christmas. It was a really small group, so everyone could speak to each other without, you know, hesitation and interesting. You just walk away thinking, oh, how interesting. You know, it was a really informative but fun, perfect kind of
lots of
event.
Like-minded women in the room that evening.
Yes, that was good.
Yes.
Oh, that's really exciting. So how often do your digital magazine issues come out? Is that a quarterly? Quarterly, yeah.
And we do have the special Milan edition as well.
Yes.
So we are heading over to Italy soon.
Oh, incredible.
Which feels really soon now. And
it always comes around quite quickly each year, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes, there'll be 4 of us going over to Milan.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the 5th. And over Christmas, we played into the landscape category a little bit more than we usually have. So that was sort of a new addition as well. Yeah. Will Dangar from Dangar Barron Smith is our garden editor.
Oh, amazing.
Which has been such a privilege to have him on board.
Yeah.
He's been leading a lot of the interviews with people who inspire him.
Yeah.
Sam Cox, who creates a lot of beautiful, very natural landscapes and pools, was in our recent issue. But yeah, stay tuned. I think that's an area or a space that we will certainly start to create more content around, particularly as we see, you know, architecture informing landscape and landscape informing architecture.
Yeah, and I feel like there seems to be a lot more consideration, particularly I've just noticed with a lot of projects I've been working on, the landscaping, no matter what the budget, there's a real sense of importance on sort of nailing the landscaping as well. So met some really interesting, I feel like there are a lot of evolving landscape studios, which is great.
Yeah. Fantastic space. Yeah. Outdoor kitchens, you know, even how people are converting a courtyard space. They're giving
just
it so much more attention.
Yeah. And it's such a different, I mean, I've had clients say, oh, can you just help us with landscaping? Absolutely not. It's a whole other specialty and visual.
It is.
And yeah. So I've got a lot of time for landscapers. I think it's a whole other complexity. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can make or break the architecture sometimes as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. Touching on, I guess, that idea of travel, do you find, I can imagine in the role that you're in, you're seeing a lot of projects and a lot of, design and products. Is the travel still quite important to you in terms of, I guess, just getting new sources of inspiration and new
Absolutely.
experiences? Yeah.
Travel, you know I love travel.
Yeah.
But that is a huge source of inspiration. So visiting places that we can bring back to Australia, or they may even be places within Australia. I mean, Melbourne to Sydney to Queensland to Perth, for example, are all very, very different places. So I think there's so much that can be shared between the states, but internationally as well. So as I mentioned, some of us are heading to Milan Design Week in April. But even this year, Meg has just spent just over a week in Paris representing Maison Objet as a publisher and telling that story, and just her stories that she's brought back and how they've inspired us and our readers have been so important in terms of new collections, new products, interviews. Crosby Studio, Harry was designer of the year. So, just getting different perspectives and documenting them and sharing them.
And that first-hand experience as well.
Yeah. They're life-changing aha moments.
In line with your incredible role at Est, I know you've got 2 children, outside work, and no doubt a busy life sort of juggling. How do you is that boundary quite blurred for you, or is that something that sort of evolved? I know that juggle can be quite difficult.
Having my own business was a driver for being a present parent. I don't think anything can prepare you for parenthood.
No,
as we all know,
in the school holidays.
There's no playbook. I've got Jack, who's 14, and Will, who's 10. They're both divine and, a reason for doing what I do. I work with my husband, so he is involved with the business as well, more in the background. I'm very fortunate that he takes the main role at the moment of primary parent. So I can do what I do, which is, I do work hard. I do work long days. The team are amazing at supporting. They probably know just as much about my kids sometimes as I do.
Quite good.
But no, I do run my own business so that I can drop my kids at school. I can pick them up if I need to. I can attend what I need to.
Yeah, it is. It's a continual sort of learning curve, isn't it?
Jack is now in year 9.
Oh, wow.
They're certainly upping their expectations.
Proper senior school,
So again, being present and being able to help him and coach him where I can is going to be really important.
Also exciting for them. They can see the outcome of your work. Hopefully they read Est Living.
I think I drive them crazy. They're like, no, we don't want to look at another house. Whose house is this? I don't want to go into it.
They might change their mind one day.
They might. Jack recently said to me, Mum, I might be a builder. And I said, that would be a great career choice. Brilliant. I like that. Will hasn't shown any interest in design, but he does sometimes like coming to see the special things that I get to see. I think they prefer the opening of a new Piccolina, which might have been designed by Hecker Guthrie or March. So I like looking at the design detail. They enjoy the ice cream.
Yeah, that's quite funny. I think it is quite nice though that it's a sort of a tangible, do you know, is that they can see the work that you're doing and whether they choose to read the website or not.
They can. Look, I definitely drive them crazy because you know what it's like owning your own business. You are always on. You are constantly grazing work. It is 7 days. It's not a strict 5 days, 9 to 5 role. And it means that I am sometimes juggling the phone call, juggling a troll on social media. We get those as well.
Oh, of course. That's a whole other
conversation
to have.
All sorts of, juggles, the parenting juggles.
But good though. Interesting.
Absolutely. Wouldn't change it for the world.
That's amazing. That's good. Before we wrap today, Miffy, it's time for her edit. So I'm going to throw some quick questions to you and see where you're at. Can you remember your first design-related purchase you ever made?
I'm glad you asked me this before I got into the microphone because I did have to think about this question.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure my first significant design purchase was a coffee table designed by Antonio Citterio, the
Amazing.
Dacis coffee table,
Yep.
which he designed for B&B Italia. And it's got a large slab of like a Carrara marble,
Beautiful. Yeah.
quite sculptural, and it stands on chrome legs.
Oh, stunning.
Still a focal point in our living room.
Yeah.
And I have loved it ever since I bought it.
Yeah. No, it's a very sophisticated first purchase. I like it. Yeah. Well, that's a good thing though when you buy well. I remember Paul Hecker would often say that. He would say, you don't need to go
buy
and buy.
well.
Yeah. You don't need to fill everything. Just buy considered pieces that you'll keep.
Well, I
And
still
there's a story
have
behind them.
holes on my walls and spaces for armchairs that I haven't yet purchased because I am waiting to find, a piece of art that means something as opposed to buying something for something's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I do have a soft spot for art. It's terrible.
Yeah.
What any items that you're currently coveting? Is there an armchair you have your eye on? It's always
so many
one.
pieces,
Yeah.
so many pieces. And I work so closely with the team looking at the products that we are editing and putting onto the site. So I can have a new favourite every day. If I am thinking about what I would like for home, I'm pretty sure it's dining chairs. And I'd have to say I would like a collection of the Cab Casino.
Oh, beautiful, yeah. Classic.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
They are stunning.
I'd love them to, have that sort of weathered,
that leather,
aged look. And, the question is, do you go black? Do you go tan?
I know. See, then I'd just be like a decision for another day.
Exactly. But no, we'd love that.
You mentioned you're going to Milan this year. Are there any other wish list travel destinations that you would love to go to?
I would love to go to Mexico.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah. I would love to go to Mexico City and see the energy and the colour.
Yeah.
But I would also love to visit, a lot of the Louis Barragan homes.
Yeah. And they've got an incredible design week, don't they?
They do. And we have been told by a few designers at Milan Design Week that Mexico really supersedes Milan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yet to go there.
Add to the list.
A few of the team have gone there and have stayed at some of the homes that we have published.
Oh, amazing.
Which has been an amazing experience for them. But
yeah,
I haven't gone there yet.
Yeah.
And would love to travel there.
Yeah, no, that's...
there's so many places on the wish list.
I know. Mexico sounds interesting, though.
I do like places with colour and energy. So Marrakesh has one place that I have visited. Would love to visit India and Mexico.
Yeah, excellent choices. Describe your aesthetic in 3 words.
I find this really hard. I'm sure a lot of people do. Edited.
Yep.
Refined. Smart.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's quite reflective of Est as well, I think.
Curated. Yeah. Well, yes, possibly is. I think that comes a lot from I have a very creative family.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
If your star was a celebrity, who would it be?
I think Kate Blanchett.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
She's an excellent choice.
Yeah, she's got great presence, very stylish. She's intelligent.
Yeah, I was about to say educated. She always speaks with great clarity.
She does, and she, she's been a great Australian success story.
Yeah, she's incredible. No, good choice. Thank you so much for your time, Miffy. I've really enjoyed speaking to you today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.